the shotgun start in golf is full of mathematics. There's a lot of setup work that we have to do in order to make a tournament work. So I'm going to demonstrate to you just exactly how we do a shotgun start here.
Here we go.
Hey. All right. Gentlemen, start your engine!
Greetings and welcome to a Monday edition of the Shotgun Start. It is October 27th. Andy, how are we doing?
Brendan!
I've
been doing better.
No.
I spent the weekend with no voice. It wasn't from cheering on my Illini and my Bears.
Not a Victory Monday. Victory Monday for PJ, oddly enough. Victim, who can believe it? Victory Monday for PJ, but not for you. Not for me, for sure. PJ, what do you got for us?
Nothing. It's just, it's nice, I guess, to have a Victory Monday. I admit I was pretty pissed in the moment, but
You
it's
want to
fine.
lose.
It's
you
fine.
Want to lose, right? Is that what you're saying?
I wanted to lose very badly, but winning a game like 2 hours after a beloved franchise icon tragically passes away, I guess, is a good way to get your first win. So
yeah, there was some kismet there. Obviously, a tough day for Jets fans, but yeah, I stopped paying attention. Were you guys down like double digits for a lot of it? But all of a sudden, Breece Hall is throwing one in the back of the corner, and you're winning or about to win.
It escalated very quickly. It happened very fast.
Pretty good. Andy, you're gonna keep the talking to a minimum, which is kind of a challenge for a podcast and audio medium.
I gotta record 2 today.
Oh my God. We got to get to the herbal tea or something going.
Well, I lost my voice. I had a weekend trip with my college buddies. I lost my voice before they came.
Okay. So it
you
wasn't
know,
due to all that. Okay.
It was disheartening on Friday when I couldn't talk to friends that I hadn't seen in like 4 years. But I came back from the golf trip ready to serve. Came home, did so many chores. And last night I'm going to bed at 9 because of this early morning recording.
You're not getting a lot of sympathy coming off the weekend.
No
voice. You gotta batten down the hatch. Doesn't go to work no matter what.
That's
Doesn't
right.
matter.
Was just doing everything I could. So I'm trying to go to bed, and I remember that we had groceries getting delivered.
Yeah.
Open the door, and the groceries aren't there. My wife's like, "That's funny. It says they got delivered." So we look, and we start like going around the neighborhood looking for our groceries.
Oh my God.
And eventually we send a text out to like our neighborhood parents.
Yeah.
Of the picture of the groceries delivered. Does anybody recognize this door? So anyways, one person identifies the door, and we go to this house. It's pitch black.
Oh God.
And we knock on the door.
What time were we talking? Like 9?
This is like 9:45.
Oh my gosh.
These people had taken the groceries in and put them in their fridge.
Oh no.
They commandeered the groceries.
So like, are we doing are we doing a 1-by-1 inventory situation? Can you put it back in the bag and take it? Oh, at that point, I'm just saying you deliver the wrong address, redo it, and drop them again, and that's your loss. And
this isn't how Mrs. Egg operates.
Well, yeah, you're living up there in the commune.
And we sat in this older couple's kitchen as we went through. What was interesting is they seem to think that our spinach is their spinach. So, we still haven't gotten all the groceries back, but we got the majority of them.
So, I mean, I would have some questions for these people. Like, what were you thinking? Like, did you have groceries also scheduled for delivery in the 9 o'clock hour on Sunday night? Like, did you just think, the grocery fairy showed up out of nowhere and they were yours? And you could just claim them? As I'm sitting in their kitchen, I would be like a disappointed parent, like kind of being like, now, what did you sitting around the table? Now, what did you think? Was this when these showed up on your door was going to happen? So now we'll just take them. I can't believe you found them. You, let alone like went to the door, tracked it down, proceeded to break through the threshold, not break, but invited yourself. You were invited in, sat there and recouped.
I don't think they were happy to see us.
No, I tell you what, I'm not doing. Not doing that. I can't do it. I admire it. I mean, I know many of my neighbors. I don't think there's any of them I would do this to at this point, even the ones I'm close with.
These people we barely know. I mean, like I've seen them walking down the street and passing.
Presumably this was, I'm just going to say it's from like Whole Foods or something, or Amazon, or okay.
Whole Foods, Amazon.
So they could
whatever.
take the, the $150, $200, $300 cut and have to redeliver the groceries. They'd be all right. They might make it.
We needed some stuff for lunch, for school lunch tomorrow.
Sure.
And we had to get those groceries. And you know what? I hope those people they were nice people. Yeah. But I couldn't believe that they just completely unloaded all the groceries without asking any questions.
I would have just. I guess I don't. I guess you let them sit there for a while. Then I don't know if you're on
the doorstep. They should have been sitting there.
You just leave them. I would say leave them, or effort to find out where they were supposed to go.
We're talking 25 minutes after delivery.
Oh, you were in their house, or you were at? Oh, so they got dropped, and they're like, "All right, these are ours now. Find your keepers." All right.
Well, my wife, we're making like a turkey chili one day, like a big thing of it for Halloween, because we have some people coming over. And what was amusing was they just kept pulling pounds of turkey out of the freezer. They had put a lot of the meat into the freezer.
Oh no! Oh, they're just like
they were latching down the hatches. They were.
Oh my god! Like they just
were so excited that they had just come up on, a couple $100 of groceries.
I mean, you're almost. I don't know. I don't want to publicly shame them, but you could put their name and address out there right now.
No,
I'm joking.
They're nice people.
I'm joking. But what are you thinking? What are you thinking when these girls this came out of nowhere? They're no one else's. That there was some mistake. I don't know.
I think in this situation, and you don't know what you would do until you're in the situation.
Yeah.
You have to give an hour grace period.
You leave them outside.
These are not my groceries.
Yep.
They got delivered here.
Yep.
And I'm gonna maybe even move them outside. The crazy thing about this whole thing, Brendan, their front door is behind like a very well fenced gate.
Yeah.
And one of our neighbors examined the picture and knows that that house has the same trim on the windows as the door.
Oh, okay.
So that's how it was identified. So we had to go through this like big gate to a hidden front door.
Jeez.
And this like flood lamp turned on when you opened the gate.
You're going to rob the Louvre.
Breaking in.
Yeah, you're going to rob the Louvre to get your groceries back.
But if I'm in the situation, the groceries are in front of the gate. I'm making everybody in the neighborhood who might be looking for groceries aware
They're out on the street.
Your couple $100 of groceries are out here.
It's like putting your couch out. It's whoever. Yeah, you move it out to the curb at that point and let people know these are not mine, or this is yeah. Wow, that the thought of you with no voice, just running ragged, and having a kid all day, having to sit in this kitchen at 10 p.m. to retrieve your groceries is a tough one. I don't know if I could have done it.
I felt horrible. I was in the kitchen, bagging up groceries as this older couple just pulled one by one things out, like, this might be yours, out of the fridge, and I got like a coughing attack.
All right, that's so good. That's brutal.
The most awkward thing is gonna be my daughter's gonna go trick or treat there in 4 days, and we're gonna be like, "Oh, hi."
They might have a little extra turkey to hand out, ground turkey. Just passing that out.
You're gonna make turkey meatballs for trick or treaters.
Oh, Halloween comes soon. We're gonna make this quick. Let's be honest. You have no voice. I've covered the golf weekend soup to nuts. There were a lot of golf events. I don't think any of them were particularly good. All right,
we cannot cut Michael Brennan short.
I mean, it's a great story.
Incredible story.
It's a great story. We'll talk about Michael Brennan. He dominates the Bank of Utah Championship. I want to apologize to the Bank of Utah. That we've been calling to the Black Desert Championship for sure, like exclusively the last 6-7 days. I guess it's the Bank of Utah Championship. But Michael Brennan,
doesn't really matter.
No, I'm making a joke. It doesn't matter at all. It can be the Black Desert Championship for all I care.
Maybe this year we should not use any sponsors' names.
Oh, I like that.
All year.
I like that. Except for the Cadillac Championship. That's back. I'm glad to have Cadillac in our lives. The Black Desert Championship. Michael Brennan wins it at Black Desert Golf Course. Dominates. Never really close, I would say. Sunday was sort of academic the whole way. There was a 2-shot swing at one point that got to 3. Rico Hoey. Are you going to argue Rico Hoey was in striking distance or on the precipice?
I just want to reiterate, this is a gambling podcast. PJ and I have been all over this like a dog with a bone.
Up and up gambling podcast.
We saw the broom switch. I think we talked about it the week of the broom switch. Watch out for Rico Hoey. He's got 3 top 10s in his last 4 starts since switching to the broom. If Michael Brennan, budding superstar Michael Brennan, future Ryder Cupper, if Michael Brennan wasn't given a sponsor's exemption, Rico Hoey be lifting the hardware.
I mean, I was going to say, this is a victory Monday for sponsors exemptions everywhere. You think Ricky and Jordan Spieth, everybody who's toasting, like this is a proof positive that sponsors exemptions work and can win?
Well,
I think he was the first one since Dunlap to win.
The amazing thing about this sponsor's exemption was it was on merit, unlike the others.
It really was. He had 8 top 10s in 10 events. 8 of 10 events were top 10s on the PGA Tour Americas. Obviously got really hot and won 3 times on the PGA Tour Americas.
I've got it as 12 top 10 finishes in 16 starts.
Okay.
15 made cuts, 3 wins.
3 wins on the PGA Tour Americas. So not yet up to KFT. Was number 1 on that tour. Had I was reading this morning, an insane OWGR just from America's starts. He was around just outside the top 100, where you don't get a lot of points opportunities. He's now inside the top 50. He's going to get a Masters exemption most likely, unless something disastrous happens. And has played 3 PGA Tour starts. 1 as a pro, has won that one as a pro. 2 prior ones. I remember watching him around here. It's a victory Monday for me because he's a DMV kid from Leesburg, Virginia. Watching him at Woodmont, that miraculous up and down to get into the U.S. Open, but hadn't had a professional start. And this was it. Had cruised through PGA Tour Americas and immediately comes on to the PGA Tour, starts hitting at 192 ball speed, 411-yard rollout. People are like, aghast. Good at broadcast. Wags was good. I thought Mel Reed, they were good, and he's just sending it. Hit 50 of 56 fairways too, so it wasn't just 192 all over the place.
That's a golf course where there's trouble everywhere.
Yeah.
And he was just literally taking driver on, even with like a 4-shot lead, he was just hitting driver in places where it's like, well, there's trouble. He's just taking driver and just smashing it right down the fairway. So much confidence in the driver. This year's Masters might have a PGA Tour Americas player and a Korn Ferry Tour player if Johnny Kiefer can get up into the top 50.
Top 50.
Never before has it been true that more great players, more of the top 100 players in the world are not playing on the PGA Tour because of the archaic eligibility and boys club holding people back.
I mean, come on. Ryan Palmer needs his starts, needs his spots. Come on. I think one, it's evolution of the game where a lot of the setups and a lot of the skills can incorporate a younger America's type talent to immediately come out and find success. Obviously, Michael Brennan is a unique case. He wins a lot. He won a ton at Wake Forest. He's a stud prospect, but it's his first start as a pro, and it wasn't never ever close in my basically from Saturday on. And yeah, I think it's suggestive of something here. Props to whatever the tournament committee for a legit sponsors exemption. I did think they waxed poetic about
the process.
Yeah, I mean they really kind of preached about it.
Like, was incredible.
Like they were looking into his SAT scores, and they had like 25 character witness statements. And, Michael Brennan came into the office and shook everybody's hands after every round. Like
came
back
the next day to find the people that weren't in the office that day.
I was like, all right, he's a good kid. But they hit it out of the park in terms of the assessment. I don't know if all the character stuff was seemed like Todd Lewis was laying that on thick. Like, let's just call it. He was awesome recently on the Americas tour, and it worked out great as a sponsors exemption.
Did you get enough of the Brennan family?
I mean, and River Creek Club out there in Leesburg, they're all watching from home. The Brennan folks were present. They were walking with them. This is what PGA Tour social and they need stuff. They just fill the air. It's not that doofus doing push-ups for Jason Day shots, whatever that was. It's the Brennan family. So, an incredible run for Michael Brennan. He's now in the top 50 on the PGA Tour. Had his KFT career last approximately 4 weeks or something. Basically, end of mid-September to now.
Might be the first player ever with 16 Latin American starts or PGA Tour Americas starts and no full seasons on the Korn Ferry Tour. And now into a full season on the PGA Tour. I don't think that's ever happened before.
It's incredible.
Did you happen to stumble across what the PGA Tour America's standings are called?
No. Is it branded? What is it?
It is branded.
What is it?
It's the Fortnite Cup standings.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did. The Fortnite. So we got FedEx, Aon, Korn Ferry, Fortinet, everybody. Fortnite standings. That's where Brennan landed first. Anything else from Utah that jumped out to you? I mean, is this? I think
the course separates. It lets players go better than almost anywhere else, and maybe on the PGA Tour calendar. I heard that was a delightful Friday episode with the boys. By the way, I enjoyed the boys.
Not all.
But Lamagna's point, like honestly, if we power ranked PGA Tour courses, and this is not really a praise of Black Desert, but more representative of where these guys play week in, week out. I mean, this to me might be a top 10 venue for me on the PGA Tour schedule. Like, it's got a real identity. You got to avoid the lava off the tee.
It's so far, isn't it? It's so rural. It's like really way the hell out there. No, but yeah, it's as a venue in and of itself, it's great. And I think I saw Smartin tweeting this morning, like, I think it was the best strokes gained off the tee performance of the year. So it wasn't like everybody was hitting at 192 down the fairway.
That's
192
the thing.
balls. Yeah, like he did. Like, it was an all-time driving performance, and that's what got him the win.
And he had an all-time driving performance. My point would be all-time driving performance on a golf course is very hard to drive it great.
Right.
And what happened was he just coasted to win on Sunday. That's the way golf courses should, I don't know. We get so obsessed with, I think the people that look at the hashtag product get so obsessed with like exciting Sundays. But this would be a proper championship where there's a very hard test. Like, driving the ball out there is a difficult over 72 holes. The avoiding the lava, which sounds like you're playing Mario Kart. Avoiding the lava is very difficult.
It's a natural feature, correct?
It is.
That's what was there. It's not like they hauled in the lava. All right, go ahead.
But avoiding the lava is like extraordinarily hard. And to do it over 72 holes with like the reckless abandonment that he did it with you should be able to just skate to your Sunday win when you do that. And when you're good with the rest of the game. Like, obviously he could have been a disaster on the greens and not won, right?
Yeah.
But he was great. And you should be able to just skate to win. And so many of these golf courses, I could cough, but I don't want to subject anybody to that. Like Travelers, just hold everybody together. And there's no way that you could ever win by this without, unless you're Scotty Scheffler at Craig Ranch.
That was like the unique case. It was
the most impressive win of the year.
Yeah, might be.
Scotty Scheffler at Craig Ranch.
The tendency is to suggest that this is the way things are going to go, where you're going to have a 22-year-old or a 19-year-old who can, we've seen Michael Thorbjornsen have a lot of success, both statistically and on the leaderboard. David Ford comes in his best finish since he graduated to whatever PGA Tour accelerated. He finishes third. I think that's the tendency. I don't know if I have a counter for it. It does feel like this will become more and more prevalent if the tour stays the way it is, in terms of setups and ball flight or distance, and the skill sets are rewarded as they are. I don't know, but I don't know if that's the case. This could just be a guy that's really, really good right now.
I think there's just, I think we're seeing more young players, but I think sometimes we get rose-colored glasses about the young players, and we're always excited about the next big thing. Like, PJ's already onto the NFL draft. He's excited about the next thing. He's upset they won. He's onto the next thing. And you do the same thing with golf. You're looking for the next winner. But
totally.
I feel like we've seen a lot of players. Example would be Max Grazerman, where he's like really hitting his stride as a almost 30-year-old.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kuchar, it's probably because of the Kuchar, honestly.
The education.
Yeah. But think about Matt McNeely. He was can't miss, and everybody, one of the great college careers, and now he's just progressed and he's gotten better, and he's almost 30 years old, and he is, top 15 player in the world. I think we get lost a little bit on, the excitement of young players, and we don't look enough at how players get really good at age 27 to 32. Max Homa's, great couple year run was around that age. And I think that's historically where, maybe historically it was you'd evolve and get really good at and improve at 34, and now it's 29, 28, 30 are those golden years. But I think we get a little caught up with young players, and Brennan is seemingly a outstanding player, obviously. Yeah. And the Americas, for anybody to do that on the Americas tour is very difficult.
Yeah.
So we'll see what he is. I mean, the driver is obviously a huge weapon, and we saw that this week. And we'll see what he does. But anybody that gets to like effectively the top 50 in the world without playing on the PGA Tour, it's playing some golf.
Yep. Another top. Brennan joins 2 years in a row. He and McCarty win it in their third ever PGA Tour start. Everybody's throwing that little statistical nugget out. It's kind of amazing. That's where Utah's where you go to win early. Another young guy, Gordon Sargent. We were getting rumors he was finding it. It was coming around. He bailed, WD'd, and went to Vanderbilt game day. WD went to Vanderbilt. They were hosting Missouri. I have no searing critique. He's 22 years old. He was not going to make the cut. I don't think, there's probably some murmurs in the locker room about it, but yeah, it's fine. But that's just talking about young kids, I
mean,
not linear.
This is Grazerman got Kuchar. Kuchar would never do that. He put his arm around him, showed him the ropes. Do you think Sargent's getting advice from Sergio
about skipping? What was it? Wentworth to go to the UT game?
They got the exception, right?
Something. Yeah, I think it was Texas, Georgia, maybe, or something like that last year. Other news from Utah, top 100 cutoff. Good news for people who are fans of the gentleman, Thorbjorn Olesen. His strong finishes jumps him in to what looks to be good, safe spot. He's 97th, not safe for the year, but safe for now, to keep full status. So we love seeing that for a gentleman rewarded out in Utah. Anything else?
Yeah, I got a question for both of you.
Please.
Would you say that Aldrich Pocketer's tournament 71 WD was very Rory-like?
Some would say that, because he had a lot of 9-irons in, a lot of wedges and a lot of 9-irons in his one round.
It seems like, God, everybody pounced on that he was going to LIV when he WD'd. The LIV check cleared. Does not seem like that's happening. He switched agencies recently from GSC Worldwide, who, a fair amount of their guys have ended up on LIV, to some other representation. But maybe he's being Rory-like, following the footsteps of the Prince of Pontevedra.
PGA Tour Socialist had a great video of him discussing his 2026 season and how he's going to get better next year. So surely we'll keep that one in the back pocket in case anything happens. Brennan, I'll ask you: Are any of your sons planning on going as Michael Brennan for Halloween this week? Now after his big win.
I'll have to clue them in on who Michael Brennan is between now and Friday, but they could do that. He's a local legend. He's a DMV legend at this point.
It feels like Michael Brennan is like, you could dress up just the quintessential golfer Halloween outfit, the most generic, golfer. You could say you're Michael Brennan.
I was reading an article. It was about Frankie Sappin the third, and I thought it was about Michael Brennan when I clicked, because they didn't put the name in the head, like this young pro, and I was like, they're basically the same looking fella, and I think they both went to Wake, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. So yeah, no, I don't think anybody's going for Halloween on Friday.
Well, Todd Lewis is. After
did he say that?
Yeah. So Friday, did you miss this whole thing? Oh, okay. This is even better. All right. So Friday night, Brennan is doing his post-round interview with Todd, and they're discussing. I guess Michael Brennan went as Ricky for Halloween when he was like a 10-year-old, so they were playing that up.
So
Ricky,
I've just been indulging this bit. There was a reference.
There's a bit.
Okay, all right.
Well, I'm glad you indulged it because according to Todd Lewis, kids nationwide are about to indulge it. So on Friday night,
we need to roll back Todd Lewis. He was a menace this week.
He's doing the interview with Brennan, and he went as Ricky for Halloween when he was like 10, and Ricky signed a flag for him, being like, oh, let's do a practice round at the 25 U.S. Open, whatever.
Yeah.
And Todd just goes, Michael, if you hold on to win, I have a feeling kids are going to be you for Halloween next week.
God. We don't have to say everything.
Preposterous.
We don't have to say
what a
everything.
Preposterous thing to say. I might dress up as Michael Brennan now.
You got to do it.
You know,
that's an easy one. I mean, that's just find a collared shirt and khaki pants
and a Titleist hat.
Yeah, and you're good.
Generic PGA Tour pro.
You're good.
Speaking of that, like the only Todd Lewis reporting we got all weekend was Michael Brennan. Like there's 150 guys though. Like think about this. You're on course, you're a reporter, and let's just hyper fixate on the Brennan family and the Brennans. Like there's nothing else on the golf course going on.
There's this guy doing push-ups for every Jason Day shot. That's the only other thing I saw. Like, get this guy the hell out of here. Get him out of here. On the PGA Tour, giving this thirst bucket a platform. That I would rather have 10 times more Michael Brennan content than this Yahoo getting distributed to PGA Tour socials.
I hope there's a follow-up of this is what the Brennan family did after the 2 days after his win at the Bank of Utah Open.
One thing they should be doing is brewing a cup of cold brew or Good Walk coffee. I had my Good Walk coffee. I made leftover. I made a big pot yesterday. I snuck down this morning. We have 7 kids sleep over last night. They don't have school for some reason.
Sounds worse than searching for your groceries.
Started to prep it, not as early as you, but it went down and got my coffee without trying to wake anybody up. We actually had the wrong groceries delivered. So
wait, what?
Yeah, within like the last week, we got our 2 of the bags were not ours. Well, the guy said, take them. We don't have all your stuff. So take these because he delivered ours to the wrong house before he got to our house. So take these. I was like, well, we don't know what all this weird, like the people were totally crunchy. Like nothing my kids are going to eat, like these weird yogurts and stuff. And
what kind of yogurt?
Noosa. Are we familiar with that?
Oh yeah, that stuff sucks.
I'm like, what is this? What is this stuff? But in it, they did have some sort of I avoid pumpkin spice like pretty much generally, but they had like a healthy kind of pumpkin spice creamer type thing. This oat milk deal. I've been putting it in my Good Walk last week. I'm like your grocery thieves. My Good Walk has been. It's a nice little.
I can't believe you stole grogroceries.
We didn't look. We didn't steal anything. Maybe the lesson is like this grocery delivery service is, it's not all it's cracked up to be yet. This is how we get our groceries, though, like 95% of the time. No.
This is what we're saying. We don't know if we can trust it anymore.
But one thing I do trust is that Good Walk delivery. You go to goodwalkcoffee.com, use the promo code SGS, you get 20% off. If you subscribe, you get 10% off every order. So you bundle that promo code plus the subscription discount, you get 30% off. You don't have to think or worry about the wrong groceries getting delivered. You're stocked up. You don't have to worry about going to the grocery store. You have to worry about going to Starbucks. I had an incredible Starbucks experience this week. I got caught out like an hour and a half from my house, Youth Sports. I don't want to put anybody on the bus. Baristas just crushing their own deal. It was great. I was asking about that protein foam thing. They're like, they got people come in and order drinks that are like 8,000 calories and then just put the protein foam on top of it. It's great. So you have to get caught out in the line with all those yahoos. Just go to goodwalkcoffee.com. Promo code is SGS. You get 20% off.
Hey, one thing I overheard on the broadcast, and and I think this can transition us away from the Bank of America.
Utah.
Big friend of the program, George Savarikas, calling Steven Alker Mr. October for his domination of the Champions Tour.
I heard that live. I heard it happen. I was watching as I was driving my kid around, so I was like acutely dialed into the audio and not the visual, and I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. Steven Alker is replacing Patton Kizzire as Mr. October.
New Mr. October. You can dress. There's a Halloween outfit. You can dress up as Reggie Jackson. Everybody thinks you're Reggie. No, I'm Steven Alker.
The Simmons Bank, the Bill Simmons Bank Championship in Arkansas is won by Steven Alker by 7 shots over Dick Green. Just
dominant.
Tag Ridings was second. I had this on a little bit. Just Tommy Gainey was pissing down. Tommy Gainey did an interview with Zinger and Shane Bacon. They were in the studio. Zinger was just a pig in shit talking to Gainey about his glove strategy. He was so happy. He was like, and when do you go to the leather? When do you go to white? What were with those white ones, Tommy? They were having so much fun. But they had nothing to talk about. The Simmons Bank was just like a blowout thanks to the Alker boy. But someone responded. I missed this part down there in Arkansas. Nate Romance on Twitter said, when Tag Ridings made a 4-footer on number 5 to climb within 6 of the Alker boy, Zinger said it was a huge putt because it'll keep all of his fans there. Per Zinger, they might have left due to the weather if Tag had missed it. So that's incredible analysis. Now I want to be fair. Tag did go to Arkansas. I think the championship was in Arkansas, but I love that. Number 5 putt on 5. Alker, anything else, PJ, we need to know about Alker cruising in the Simmons Bank?
He's the new number 1 in the season-long standings. So that's a big change. The mechanic has been dominating all year, winning multiple majors left and right. Was on a heater to start the year, but now has been caught by the Alker boy, Mr. October. Now, Phoenix Country Club, the finals are in November. So does Mr. October run out?
There you go.
I gotta
analysis.
say,
You're not gonna get that anywhere else.
In honor of the Bill Simmons Bank championship, I have to, I'm gonna take one of his sayings. Sliding doors moment. Sliding doors moment. Steven Alker coming onto the Champs Tour. What does Dick Green's career look like if Steven Alker's not around?
Seriously.
That's interesting.
Seriously.
That's amazing. That is good. It's like Clyde Drexler having to play during Michael Jordan era. That's what it feels like, maybe. Dick Green, Clyde Drexler comp. All right, let's go to the DP World Tour. Genesis Championship in Korea. Junwon Lee wins at home. That was nice. Better. Jordan Gumberg. I don't know if you saw this. I got firsthand accounts of this. Someone in this group. Apparently Gumberg is just wildly popular on the DP World Tour. And he thinks he has to birdie every putt over the back 9 is to keep his card. It felt like he eagles from 70 yards in the fairway, eagles it. They think, turns out that was literally exactly what he needed. And like the whole clubhouse, caddy yard, locker room erupted. Gumberg apparently very popular. An awesome story there. 70-yard hole out to keep your card on the very last hole of regular season events. So congrats to him. The rare, American playing on the DP World Tour came up from Florida, Tennessee, Arizona, and is now playing. Congrats to him for holing out to keep his card. At the LPGA International Crown.
Hold on a second.
What's up? What do you got for me? Genesis Championship in Korea.
Now that the Ryder Cup's over, we have to start talking about 27 potential Ryder Cup players. Who's going to play their way onto the European team?
Okay.
Who's just quickly ascending the DP World Tour standings?
Canner? Laurie Canner was second.
No.
Who?
Resurgence. Career resurgence. Former Ryder Cupper. The Bumblebee, Andy Sullivan.
I mean, if Andy Sullivan's on the team at Adair Manor, something's gone Awry. Horribly awry.
Finished
We
fourth.
love Andy Sullivan. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest, this is where Andy Sullivan cleans up these kinds of things, The Malaysian Open, the late November, October events. This is where he cleans up.
I mean, I thought a couple of years ago we were done talking about Andy Sullivan. I thought his career was over. He's back.
Richard Sterney, I think he finished top 5. Sterney, it's incredible. These guys can hate on. I mean, there's a fair debate. I mean,
Sterney finished 14th.
All right.
But Nacho Elvira finished second.
The Nacho Man. Nacho Man, Randy Stepp.
God, RCB finished 14th.
I think there's a real discussion to be had about how good is this tour when it's not, Dunhill or something. Like, what was this field compared to the KFT finals last week, or Michael Brennan goes to Genesis Championship. That's an interesting discussion.
You know what it screams for?
What?
Some consolidation.
Yeah. On the LPGA, the international crown was won by Australia. They beat the United States in the finals. You had U.S. beat Japan. Australia beat the world team composed of Charlie Hull, Lydia Ko, Brooke Henderson. Apparently England didn't have a team this year. I remember last year, the last go around they had one, and then Hull and Georgia Hall bailed at the last second. But Australia beats the U.S. led by Minjee Lee. Hannah Green take the singles matches. Hannah Green didn't do much, but then won her singles to win it. U.S. was number 1 seed, but Angel Yin, Yalimi No lose those singles. They lose in the finals to Australia. That's their first ever IL crown or international crown. I can't remember the title sponsor anymore. They win. Australia. Tough watch overnight for American audiences. So what do you want?
I was watching a lot of this.
Yeah.
Because I was up late. And I was with golfers. The greens looked like they'd been punched 3 weeks prior.
This was a thing. Apparently they were rolling fine, though. They were in good shape from sources on the ground.
But it's it was impossible to watch. The way they've just put this event, which is pretty cool and unique. I think if the PGA Tour had a version of this event, people would be really into it.
Mm-hmm.
The way they just have put this effectively in the extra bedroom closet, and just hidden it away. It's preposterous.
It's not. I don't. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, how are you gonna on a football weekend overnight? I don't know, but and you get a good bracket. U.S., Australia, Japan, world team. Probably wanted Korea advancing. They did not out of pool play. Elsewhere, another tough late night watch. The Asia Pacific Amateur. This is won by FIFA Laupakadi. Birdied 8 of 11 holes, was 6 back to start the final round. Chases down Japan's Tasai Nagasaki, wins in a playoff, birdies all 3 holes in a playoff. Nagasaki finally, relents and doesn't birdie the 3rd hole. Laupakadi, God, I studied how to pronounce it too before this. Listened to Rich Lerner, studied it. FIFA, his first name, FIFA. I was reading an Evan Priest article. His dad likes soccer, and they called him FIFA. And so it's either going to be FIFA or UEFA, he said, was going to be his 2 names.
My God.
And so he's happy it was FIFA. Plays at ASU. He was the highest ranked amateur per Wager coming into this Asia Pacific game, but he was 53rd. And goes nuts on the final round with 8 birdies, I believe, in his final 11 holes. Chases it down, and he's going to the Masters and the Open Championship at Royal Birkdale. So.
Seems like the Asian Pacific area needs to consult with the Jordanians about how to boost their waggers.
I mean, God, I was looking at this leaderboard, an incredible variety of country representation, all over the place, which is kind of, what you want
awesome.
In theory someday. Yeah.
Just wait till
Island, all over the place. Go ahead.
Wait till the next couple of years after Michael Brennan.
Right. Well, now you got Halloween costumes. Kids are dressing up as this is going to blow up.
I mean, kids in India and Sri Lanka, they're inspired by Michael Brennan.
One of the interesting things about FIFA La Pockety I thought was interesting. He sings songs to himself the whole time, which I feel like, isn't this something you do? Are you the one? Are you the person that's comfortably numb? Is that you, or was it somebody else?
I do that. I should do it more often. It helps. One of the things I struggle with is sticking to routine, but this was my routine for a couple of years.
He apparently, like ASU, he's Thunderbird Collegiate. He's won some things. Player.
What's he sing? What song?
He's singing something Bruno Mars. Marry You, something he said.
That's a good song.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking about it. You know, this lanky, tall Thai kid gets dropped into Arizona State as a golfer. I'm like wondering what that's all about. I mean, you talk about Europeans going to UAB and things like that, or East Tennessee State. It's got to be such a culture shock. But
I mean, I was watching that Texas Tech ASU game a couple weeks ago in Tempe.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking about like how different my college experience would have been if I went to ASU.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
And then you think about this kid getting dropped into ASU.
He's the first Thai player to win the Asia Pacific game. So
do you see it next year's Asia Pacific AM's going to Tayari?
Yes, I did. I meant to bring that up on Friday News. Pretty good. There's a lot of great options for that championship. I think there's an interesting sort of accounting and analysis that could be done on some of these, the Latin America and the Asia Pacific AM. Like, where are we now? 10 years on, or more than 10 years on for some of them. But we do have our first Thai winner. Of course, not the first Thai player in the Masters. We all know Kiridesh, Donchai. Donchai could sit. You know who knew how to sit in the top 50 of the world rankings? Donchai Jaidi knew exactly what he was doing, just to absolutely lock into that top 50.
Would you say his Champions Tour career has been a disappointment?
Yes, absolutely.
Me too. I would agree with that.
I expected more. Elsewhere in the
Soren
world,
Kelton, disappointment of the year.
Fair. Who was the other person that turned 50? I guess Gainey. I'm thinking about there's someone else. Anyways, the International Series Philippines, which I know you were also excited about over the weekend. Miguel Tabuna wins on home soil. Congrats to him. Miguel Tabuna, probably in line for a LIV spot based on how well he's playing in the International Series. I had this DJ finished 14th, but you know, he was mostly there to grow the game. But finished 14th. Wesley Bryan was 51st, another player of abroad growing the game. So
your guy.
Yeah. Max Rutliff, Charles Schwartz, Chase Koepka had a great finish. Finished 12th for Chase. So congrats to Miguel Tabuna.
So reports of DJ's new LIV deal came out.
Yes, he's resigning allegedly, staying on with the Aces.
Has anyone ever said more of the right things and done more of the right things than DJ ahead of this contract renegotiation?
Talking about growing the game in the Philippines
and how he still thinks he can compete in majors. It's like the classic, like, yeah, I finished first in your standings 4 years ago. I've become a diminished player since, but I'm still that guy that finished number one. PJ, are there any New York players in contracts that this reminds you of?
I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick is a great example about, he had the best single season in Jets history and then threw 4 interceptions in effectively a playoff game and then had the audacity to hold out for the next year because he wanted like top 5 quarterback money. He was like, look what I just did. It's like, okay, look at how it ended. And then they gave it to him.
Yeah.
So
you got
it's probably it.
There we go. DJ coming back with the Aces.
What would the Aces be without DJ? The most iconic franchise.
Everybody knows the Aces.
Yeah.
Patrick Reed. Yeah. Elsewhere in the world of golf, Yanni Singh wins her first event since 2014 on the Wistron Ladies Open at a home course of hers, Sunrise Golf and Country Club in Taiwan. It's her first win since 2014. people went nuts about this. It is insane. It was a 2-round. They shortened it to 2 rounds. So she went 63, 67. She wins essentially the course she grew up playing. The Yanni Sen career arc is insane. It's incredible. She made her first cut, I think, recently since 2018. She won 5 majors in like 27 events, 15 on the LPGA, and like basically a 4 or 5 year span. I don't know what an analogy to this would be. It'd be like, honestly, number 1 in the world. It'd be kind of like, I don't want to say she's back. She won a 2-round event in Taiwan in her home course. A cool story for sure. But be like Brooks Koepka winning 5 times. Honestly, it would be close to like Rory, basically after Valhalla 2014, not being able to make a cut for 10 years, but still playing golf, like still like kind of being into it, even though you are nothing close to what you once were, and you miss cuts every single week. Because that's what she was. I mean, she was, 5-year stretch. She won 5 majors and was number 1 in the world, and then was done from injuries and yips, and she putts left-handed and that whole thing. But it's crazy. Still doing it.
I'm trying to think of like any prolific major winner that lost it.
And I'm not talking about, falling to 50th in the world.
No.
I'm talking about like cannot.
She's won 5 times. She's not playing the UL Crown. She's playing the LIV event this week.
Right. So an interesting story there on the LET. News: the Ilitch family is investing in TGL, the LAGC. I'm not sure. They own the Tigers and Red Wings. But Josh Carpenter reports that the LAGC valuation is now at $90 million. Okay, sure. All right. That's $90 million valuation for LA, thanks to another round of investment from the LAGC, from the Ilitch family. As PJ rightly pointed out, any money they don't spend on Tarek Skubal and spend on the LAGC is fine by me, as a fan of another team in the AL Central. Good with that.
If I was a Tigers fan, I'd be so mad.
Are the Red Wings any good? I feel like they've kind of been in a wasteland for 10 years.
They haven't been good in a long time.
Yeah.
The Ilitch family is they're an interesting bunch in Detroit, I would say.
You could say that about a lot of ownership groups. But other news, we already hit Pot Geeter, Aces, re-signed DJ. Fred Ridley speaks at the Asia Pacific Am. Of course, he doesn's speak much over the course of the year. There's one where he spoke. I wouldn't say there was a lot coming from it. He was asked about these national opens. He said, the Masters always prioritizes international fields. I think, sometimes there's more international players, or it's half and half, than there are American-based players. We want to strive to continue that. He and Mark Darbin of the R&A kind of crushed the Ryder Cup fan behavior. Crushed is maybe, they said in genteel terms about how, the standards of the game. It's weird that everybody's surprised that happened. Like that they're shocked that such a thing happened. Because I think that was kind of what, based on everything, how it was promoted and talked about, was what we expected. That kind of fan behavior. And the way people talk was like some sort of shocking jolt to the game happened. I don't know. It's kind of what we expected. And then there was a Peter Dawson profile on Global Golf Post by John Hopkins. And got the LIV boys riled up. He said the OWGR has a terrific record of being inclusive. It has expanded the number of tours to include from 5 to 25. Dawson, of course, was the head of the OWGR after he left the R&A. Said, I'm very disappointed we could not add LIV. It is self-evident that players on LIV Tour are good enough to be ranked because they were before, but OWGR has a duty to ensure that all the thousands of players in the system are ranked equitably. Some aspects of the LIV format made that impossible. In my opinion, the OWGR made the only decision it could at the time. He basically said, I don't see why LIV has a success by any measure. It has given great wealth to very few people, but in terms of engagement, its format of team golf isn't resonating anywhere near enough with the fan base. I don't understand why the PIF and Saudi Arabia are persisting with it. They're doing wonderful things for the women's game with the PIF Global Series, and they have terrific plans inside Saudi for expanding golf for their own people and for tourism. these initiatives deserve our applause, but LIV seems to be the odd man out. So this got people riled up. As I don't know, Peter Dawson, sort of a figurehead or sort of an executive figurehead in the game of golf. He's doesn't hold any official title at this point, though. But I thought those were measured enough words from someone who probably earnestly wanted to include and incorporate as many tours, regardless of funding, motivation. I thought those pretty even-handed comments, but didn't go over well with the LIV boys.
Yeah, I mean, I think like that's probably one of the things that they've just been flushing money down the toilet, and the product doesn't resonate, and they make no changes to the product.
Yeah,
that's like the crazy thing. I had a follow up on the Ridley.
Please.
I wanted to know.
Can I follow up just a little bit?
Do you think Ridley's inviting Don after his Ryder Cup comments? Do you think he's inviting Don, Masters Week to have dinner with him one night?
I don't. You want a little unsubstantiated rumor? Let's go at a minute, whatever, 55.
Send us off into the week.
It's very appropriate for this subject. I've had a lot of people reach out about the PGA structure, organization. I heard recently our old friend Don tried to push through an initiative in which, what's his title? President. He wanted president changed to chairman because he thought, that signifies respect and a certain level of power with the chairman Ridley of the Augusta National Golf Club and the Masters. And he thought they should be chairman, and that the section president should then be chairman of the section, and he should be chairman instead of president. Did not go very far. It was immediate. Like this was one where there were checks and balances on the suggestion, and the other branch of the PGA of America just nipped that in the bud. But I love that
personal opinion on it. There is no personal opinion. I'm the president of the PGA of America.
Don looked at Ridley. He said, "I want to be a chairman too," and suggested that initiative. These are the big subjects they're talking about in the hallowed halls of wherever. All right.
All I know is golf is the engine of good.
No, come on. I thought we were off till year in review. My fault. I brought it back into it.
No. I knew of that unsubstantiated rumor, and I laid down the trap for you. That was the whole point of my comment. Was to get that out of you.
You put it on. You know what you're doing. You're a professional.
I laid a little mousetrap there.
I want to be chairman. Let's do it. All right. Everybody enjoy your Mondays. Thanks for hanging with us. Andy, thanks for getting up early, especially after Grocery Gate and the Lost Voice. We will be back with you on Wednesday. Hey, Halloween costumes. I would say a very small percentage of this podcast, getting beyond year one, was the Halloween costumes episode. It's grown and morphed in different ways. But
if you're gonna submit it, we've gotten a submission about Don Rhea. Just so you know,
we're aware of. There's gonna be a whole Don Rhea category probably, and we'll rip through it like we did.
And after this one, we also are aware of the Michael Brennan Halloween submission. Just in case you're thinking about submitting one of those two ideas.
We're going to do that Wednesday so people have time to, go out and purchase the various props and goods so they're ready for Friday. We'll talk to you then.
Hold on, though. Are we Andy suggested that we have to dress in costume for Wednesday.
I don't know if I can pull that together. Okay. Are we going to go live Wednesday morning?
We'll let people know. We're not ready to announce that.
I think we have to. I know my Tuesday is pretty jammed up already.
All right. We'll let people know for sure on that, but seems likely. All right. Everybody enjoy your Mondays. We'll talk to you on Wednesday.